Hey, welcome back to another of our Futures videos. We're continuing the theme on rights and responsibilities, and today we're looking at democracy. Now, last time we looked at equality, and we said this. We said where you stand determines what you see. Where you stand determines what you see. So let's jump right in. You're standing here. This is where you're standing. You're somewhere at the back in this cage. You're in a courtroom. It's loud. People are shouting, there are people crying, it's hot, and you're struggling to hear over the noise. Some people are banging on the bars, some people are calling for order, and you're straining to hear, did the judge say what I thought he just said? And then you get that feeling, that kind of sick feeling in your stomach, like you might want to throw up, because you're pretty sure he did say what you just said. He said that he sentenced you all to death, that you and all the other people in the cage, you were out protesting, you waved banners outside the presidential palace saying that you wanted a new leader. You had a 15-minute court trial and you've been found guilty. And he sentenced you all to death. You're here. You're in the rally. There's a sense of excitement around. Donald Trump has whipped up the crowd. He's on the verge of being elected for the first time. He's just announced that he's going to build a wall. And a cheer goes up. A mighty cheer comes up from the crowd and everyone is celebrating. There's a sense of excitement around you. People are high-fiving and they're whooping. And someone comes down one of the aisles and they're protesting and they're complaining and they're saying that this immigration policy is xenophobic, that it's borderline racist. And he points and he mocks and he laughs at them as the security guards grab them and drag them away. And you hear people around you going, muttering and cheering and shouting as this person gets dragged away, and they're saying they should beat him, he should get a kicking for coming in here. And you see one or two people behind you leave, and you wonder if that's what they're going to do, to teach him a lesson for coming into their rally. You're here. You're in the crowd in Hong Kong. It's almost 100% humidity. It's so hot. It's so sticky and close, and you're surrounded by people. You're packed in pretty tightly. But you're protesting because you want a right to a new leader. You want a right to have a say on who's in charge. But there's noise at the front, and you hear a kind of commotion, and people start to push and shove a little bit, and you're worried that the police have come out again because you've seen the pictures, and you know that they're there with tear gas, and you know that they're there with batons, and you know that people get hurt. You're here. You stood in the crowd for a public show of justice. You're not quite sure what this person's done. Some people are muttering, some people are saying that it was because he drank alcohol publicly. Some are saying actually showed public affection to somebody he wasn't married to. You're not quite sure, but you know what's going to happen next. He's getting a public beating for breaking the strict morality laws of his country. You're standing here. You're one of the crowd at the graveside, burying someone you love and looking at a mass grave behind you of hurriedly built graves because your government's response to the COVID pandemic was too slow and it's cost people their lives. In these moments, when you are standing in these moments, it's clear, it's obvious. Who's in charge matters. The decisions that they make matter. Your chance at being heard matters. When you're in those moments, it's obvious. But when you're here, not so much. Why is that? Why is it it's obvious in those moments, but it's not obvious here? Well, we know, right? We know why it's obvious. Because where you stand determines what you see. We are in a privileged position. We stand here. 20% of the world has 86% of all the goods. 20% of the world has got almost all the stuff. We are in that 20% of the world right there, and we have almost all of this stuff. And these are the poorer countries that are left with the minority that's left. One of the things that we have as this lucky group is a chance to choose our leaders. We have democracy. Democracy isn't about the chance to vote. Democracy isn't about having the right to vote. Democracy is about having the right to a good leader. It's about having the right to people making good decisions for your country that you then get to live with the consequences of. And if they don't make good choices, you have the right to choose someone new. It's not about showing up with a bit of paper and voting. It's about being in a country that's well run. And we have that right. But we know that where you stand determines what you see. And because we stand here, in a place that's already got it, we don't always see how desperately important it is. That's true for lots of important things. Oxygen. None of you woke up this morning and went, oh man, oxygen, yes, so lucky. We don't notice it, but you'd notice if it went. Respect. We don't notice when we're respected, but we notice when we're not. Freedom. We don't notice that we have it, but we notice when it's taken away. So what am I asking you to do? I'm saying that when you are old enough, when you get an opportunity, when you get a chance to vote, it's not about going out and doing handing over a piece of paper. It's not about the process. It's what that means. A chance to choose, to be heard, to be listened to have good governance. A right that plenty of people fought for and plenty of people are living without. So when you get your chance to choose who represents you, to have a say, do.